Hey guys, I just wanted to check in, let you guys know what's going on with me. I started a challenge a week and a day ago to exercise 5 days a week for 30 minutes. I've been doing that. I just finished last week yesterday and got all 5 in, and I've already exercised once this week too. So that's going good. My plan is still going good. Everything's going good. I'm still going true north. I'm still heading towards where I want to go. I woke up in 2017 in January, and I couldn't, for the life of me, have ever imagined being able to not binge every week. And I definitely couldn't have imagined, having my goal anywhere in sight. After I got down to my lowest weight and then regained it, I never thought I would have the strength to go back over that ground because not just physically but psychologically it's a very difficult thing. There's a lot of shame and self-doubt that comes along with that, and I felt like I gave it my best and that wasn't good enough. I still ended up failing. What I've learned over the last year is that failure was a gift. It was an opportunity to learn, and I don't think I could have done what I did last year without that. And I really hope, since I got so close, that this year I'm going to be able to go beyond that and actually complete what I set out to do and what I've been wanting to do since I was a kid. I've always been a chubby kid. I was always an overweight adult, and then I was severely overweight where I couldn't walk. And that's happened a couple times, and it was the binge eating disorder that was taking me down that path, and I couldn't stop it. So the way that I got to here in 2018, down over 100 pounds, and not having binged in over a year now, which is just an insane thing to say. First, admitting that I actually do have binge eating disorder to myself. I had been saying it and parroting it for years, but I never really accepted the fact that I had an eating disorder. I didn't like thinking of myself that way. I liked to think that I was in control. And, I was just putting it off, and it was just, weakness on my character and all these things. But it wasn't something, like, I was making this decision. That's why I hated myself so much, because I felt like I was just making the decision over and over. And then I really was honest with myself and stopped to think about it and realized I would never do this to myself. And not only wouldn't I voluntarily do it to myself, even when I was gaining weight, I had been fighting. I had been fighting and losing, and I had to realize there's a problem that has to be addressed. There's something that you have not addressed at all, and if you really are serious about this, you got to do it. And it was hard and painful and scary, but I did it, and I turned my meal plan over to my nutritionist who specializes in eating disorders, and I didn't question it, which is big for me. I didn't second guess it. I didn't try to tweak it in my own way. I just completely opened myself up to it and just gave myself over to her and said, lead me, because my best thinking has got me here. Let's try yours. And that was the best decision I ever made, because I never thought in a million years that I could go a year without binging. I didn't think I could go a week without binging. It was this compulsion that, as hard as I fought it, I always ended up back at the same place. And now I don't have that urge anymore, and it's because of the meal plans, because of sticking with it and believing in it and just doing it. And it's the best decision I've ever made. So starting 2017, I couldn't walk. I was depressed. There was no light, and I didn't believe in myself at all, because why would I? I had failed over and over and over and over again. Without fail, I failed. And there was no reason to think I could do it. And now, somehow, it's the beginning of 2018, and my goal, which has been my dream for my adult life, is within reach. It might be within reach this year. I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if I continue like I have this entire year, I'll be close in December. If I'm not there, I don't know. But what's important is that it's an actual attainable thing now. the unthinkable, the seemingly impossible last year is now something that I know in reality is within my grasp. And I can't, I'm so thankful to have this opportunity, because I have lamented and just poured over my decisions that led me down a bad path and away from that when I was so close. It's really been my dream. I've always been overweight, and to think that I could be a normal size. I could walk into a room, and the first thing that people don't think, the first thing people aren't thinking is, hey, that guy's overweight. I've never seen him. He's overweight. Just to fit in, to blend in, has always been a dream of mine, and I can have it now if I just continue. I know the right path, and more importantly, I know the wrong paths. And that's what's going to be important this year. It's going to have to be honest with myself, and I'm going to have to use those past failures as guideposts, as warning signs. Hey, don't go that way. You've been that way a lot, and you know where it goes, and you cannot go that way. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself, and you have to make sure you're constantly pointing that true north that I imagine in my head. And for the most part in 2017, I did that. There was a little faltering with the scale where I tried to convince myself it would be okay, but when I realized it was unmanageable and it was starting to affect me, I smashed it. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to. Even now, I look over longingly in the corner where it used to be, and I think, validate me once again. But I have to find validation in what I do. I'm working out and I'm eating right. That's correct. So I have to believe that that's working, and I have every reason to believe that's working. Not only have I lost all that weight, walking around now, I feel lighter all the time. Less back pain, less hip pain. I'm walking faster. My clothes are fitting way differently. I'm fitting in my truck, and it feels like I have all the room in the world. A lot of things are happening even recently that I'm noticing, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that feels good. Wow. It's really happening. It's really working. I can't believe this. So that's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna keep pushing myself. What I need to do in order to stay on plan is I need to give myself goals, short-term goals to reach for and strive for, and not make excuses. Not allow myself to stray in any way, not try to get one by on myself or see what I can get away with, to be firm. Lately, against my protests, bad food has been brought into my house with my nieces when they're here, and they leave and it's still here. And the last case was McDonald's. I had some McDonald's left here, and I'm a real sucker for the fries. And, that thought comes, and they're gone. I'm alone. It's right there. And I'm thinking, would this hurt? Would it? And if I'm being honest with myself, yes, it will. Because I know myself. I've been down all of these bad roads so many times. I know them like the back of my hand, which is why my failures are my greatest asset right now, because I know the right way, and I definitely know the wrong way. But for me, and I'm not saying, this is for everyone. If you have binge eating disorder, then you. If not, then, you wouldn't have to go to this extreme. But for me, I eat those fries, right? Okay, so I made that choice. Now, in the future, that choice comes up again. What am I going to do? What choice am I going to make? Am I going to eat those fries again because last time it worked out? Or am I just going to say, I'm never eating them again? And if I'm going to say that, then why eat them in the first place? Right? That's just kind of poking the bull. But no, I know what I would do. I would eat them again and again. And it's a slippery slope. And it would just keep escalating until the wheels came off and I was tempted and I couldn't stop myself. So I look at this like an alcoholic looks at alcohol, because that's my reality. And some people will think, hey, you're missing out on a lot. And by some people, I mean me. I think, hey, you could have had a donut, man. you're missed out. Everybody else got one, and you missed out. And I have to remind myself, I did not miss out by not eating that donut. I can tell you that. I go to bed and I'm happy with what I've done for the day. I don't feel shame. I don't feel less than a person. I don't feel hopeless. I feel good. I feel good that I passed the test. Now, I used to eat donuts. I used to eat cookies. I used to eat all kinds of stuff like that all the time. And when I did, I lost the ability to walk. I isolated myself from everyone that cared about me. I was so alone and depressed and miserable. You could say I was missing out then, and that would be very accurate. To say I'm missing out now, not accurate at all. So I have to remind myself of that and continue true north, because I there's something I want. You know, I want to reach my goal. I want to be healthy. I want to be normal. I don't want food to control my life, and I know which way that is, and that's the way I'm going. So, you know, it's really cool to think in 2017 I could have never imagined this, and in 2018 it's within my reach. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to make goals for myself. I'm going to complete those goals. I'm going to do everything I can to work hard and work towards what is right and what I want. And I'm going to go get it. And yeah, stick with me, guys. I really appreciate everybody watching and commenting. I've said before, I don't have a whole lot of local support, so your guys' comments really do mean the world to me. So continue leaving them, please, and supporting me, and I really appreciate it, guys. Until next time, knuckle love.